Alright, this is part two of my World War II collection. In the first half, we covered stuff over here. And so now we're going to move on. First item is this here. Pair of dog tags from World War II. Says they were worn by a man named Ralph Barber, and it has his year of enlistment right there. Again, this is, I can't really get it much clearer than that. Up here it says A, which is probably his blood type. Down here it's P. It's probably his religion. He was probably a Protestant. Alright, so moving on, we've got two medals here. They're both campaign medals. This is just an American campaign medal. This is a European East Africa campaign medal. It's got a battle star here. It's got eagle on the back, and it says 1941 to 1945. Just the years of World War II, obviously. It's the same on this one. Next medal here is Purple Heart. I'm sure everyone's familiar with that. It says on the back for military merit. You were given this if you were wounded, or your family would receive it if you were killed. It's Korea, World War II era, based on the case, but has the original case to it, which is nice. Right here we have a couple more medals. These are the three highest decorations you can legally own. The Medal of Honor you're not allowed to sell it or anything like that. So if you have a Medal of Honor in your family that you're planning on selling, I wouldn't recommend it. But anyway, after the Medal of Honor, it goes the Distinguished Service Cross, the Silver Star, excuse me, and then the Bronze Star. So I just put these in a nice antique frame. I think it looks good. I hang it up on my wall. So next here we have a hat that was it's a West Point graduation hat. The guy who wore it, his name is in the inside here. It says Moncrief AJ 06, which is his graduation year. And I actually, through West Point, did a little research and discovered that he went into Air Defense Artillery after graduation. And his enlistment was up in 2010. So he's out of the military now, unless he re-enlisted. Another West Point hat here. This is their parade hat here. So you can see bigger West Point seal. This is the strap right here. Leather's in a little iffy, but still in pretty good shape. It's from 1929, which is when this guy, his name's on the inside here, say McKeague, that's when he graduated. The guy I bought this from bought it from a woman who knew the guy had graduated in 1929, but she didn't know too much else, and through West Point I did some research and found a picture in the yearbook of him, which is really cool. And apparently he was not commissioned on graduation, and but he was commissioned at the beginning of World War II, and he ended up in service and supply. He was a colonel when he retired from the military service, and he earned the Bronze Star, actually, which is kind of cool. Over here we have, jumping a little bit to modern day, a flag that was flown over Camp Fallujah in Iraq. It was given to my dad to give to me. He's the editor of the Post-Star here in Glens Falls, New York here, so he got it. He wrote an article, I think, and mentioned me in it briefly, and how my interest in military history, so somebody sent that to him. So it was actually flown over Camp Fallujah, which is kind of interesting. Here we have a crusher cap. It's called a crusher cap because it has no supports up on the top here, so you can just crush it. Very popular among pilots because headphones for the plane could just be put right over your hat. You didn't have to take it off. So, all right, we're gonna move on to some uniforms here. The first one is one that has some value in our family. It's my grandfather's, on my dad's side's father's Navy uniform from when he was in the Navy, and that's him there, Edward Tingley. This is actually his ID card from when he was in the Navy. He was a machinist mate, second class, I believe, and he was a petty officer third class when he finally retired, but this is his petty officer second class, I believe. So, pretty nice. Got the little flap in the back there. So, alright, I'm going to switch out these jackets. I've got them piled on top of each other due to limited room down here. So, excuse the way I'm bobbing all around here. Alright, this is the West Point jacket that I bought from the guy that I bought it from the same woman who he bought that hat from, this one. So, chances are this is his jacket. Unfortunately, it's not. I can't really authenticate that because the label where his name would have been is just completely torn. So, the name, if it was there, is gone. So, unfortunately, but Smart Money says it's his. So, and even if it isn't, still nice, very nice example of a 1929 cadet jacket. So, it's very nice. Alright, moving on. We're going back to World War II here. This is a pilot's jacket that was worn by this gentleman here. His name is Richard E. Penning. This is an article from when he returned from overseas duty. And he was actually from around here. But anyway, he was a pilot. He flew Thunderbolts in the European theater. He received the Distinguished... here, let me turn this off. You can see it better. He won the Distinguished Flying Cross, the Purple Heart, and an Air Medal. These are his sterling silver jump wings. Not jump wings, pilot wings. And you see the prop and wing on the collar here. And he was a captain. Both on that side. So, and then this is the Army Air Force patch. And then there's the 9th Air Force patch, which is more specific. He was with the 365th Fighter Squadron. I also found these in the pocket when I got it home. These are custom made version of this, which is on the underneath jacket. Each one signifies a 6 months overseas service, so which means he was overseas for 3 years. So it's a fair amount of time. But all right, last jacket change. Okay, so here we have our last jacket. This one is an airborne one. Has the hat that goes with it, and the hat actually matches the serial number on the it's up here on the inside of the jacket, which means they're paired together, which is kind of nice to have. It's 11th Airborne, and here are all his medals and stuff. He won the oh, I'm drawing a blank. I'll come back to that. The 2 campaign ribbons, a man, I'm really drawing a blank now. An occupation ribbon, and this is the Good Conduct Medal. I'm sorry, I've been doing this too long. But unfortunately, someone somewhere along the way had the inspired idea to try to make it worth more, and sewed on an 82nd Airborne patch. I can tell because the thread is brand new, where on the 11th Airborne patch, you can tell it's frayed a little bit. So, whoever did that was not the smartest person in the world, and we'll just leave it at that. So, still a nice jacket, though. It's in good condition, so. And it's airborne, which makes it very nice. Anyway, moving on to our last item here. This is something else my dad gave me. See, that's one of the articles he wrote. This gentleman here, he interviewed him and wrote this article on him. He was captured in Italy and spent a couple months behind enemy lines before making it back to our lines. And if you look in the picture of his medals he's holding up, that is actually the same patch as here. It's not the one that's in the case in that picture. It's one that he had that my dad got for me. So, yep. Well, that will conclude the tour of my collection here. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't seen part 1, I definitely recommend you see it. Got some great combat stuff over there, I think. And feel free to comment. I do, however, ask that you keep it civil. I've seen some comments that have been extremely rude on videos similar to this. So keep it civil, and thanks for watching.